Assemblies Act in relation to the speeches he made in June 2016. Let's cross live now to our reporter Mlungisi Khumalo, who is outside the court. Mlungisi, what happened this morning?
Okay, hi Desiree. This morning basically it was a very short court appearance. Now you'll also remember that the EFF filed an application at the Pretoria High Court saying that they wanted to challenge the constitutionality of the Riotous Assemblies Act of 1956. Now you also recall that the EFF claimed that this was an apartheid law which was used to oppress and suppress black people. Now you also recall that in the year 2016, in November, to be much more precise, EFF leader Julius Malema made a remark right here in Newcastle, telling some of his supporters to go there and occupy land should they see fit. And of course, a lobby group, AfriForum, then sent the matter to the court, challenging his remarks, saying that it was very, very unconstitutional as he was more or less trying to incite violence. And of course, Julius Malema appeared in court this morning at the Newcastle Magistrate Court. It was such a very, very brief appearance, less than 5 minutes to be much more precise. And then the magistrate then said that the matter will be postponed to the 8th of July, pending the outcome of the Pretoria High Court, which is currently looking at the application of the EFF to challenge the constitutionality of the Riotous Assemblies Act. Now, of course, we are outside here in Newcastle where it's a hive of activity. You remember that when the last time Julius Malema appeared in court, he did mention that they were going to turn today's court appearance into a mini election rally. And of course, they've actually lived up to that expectation. Currently, right now, EFF supporters have made their way right here in Newcastle, just at the Magistrate Court. They've come in their numbers. It's a hive of activity. I do not know if you can just see, actually just stop there. Some of the offices are actually closed, and some of the employers have also come out to listen to the CIC. Now, quite also interesting enough, we do know that as soon as Malema addresses his crowd today, he is more or less expected to reiterate his words again, telling his supporters to go out there and still occupy land. I mean, these were some of his remarks that he's been making for the last 3 or 2 times when he's appeared outside here court today. Now, we also had a word with some of the EFF leadership. They also confirmed to us that they were expecting from 3,000 up to 10,000 EFF members to also make their way over here. Now, also quite interesting enough, we've also seen some members of other political parties who are also here to listen to the CIC of the EFF, Mr. Julius Malema, giving out his maiden remarks to some of his supporters.
Has this disrupted public life at all in terms of people who are not part of the court proceedings?
Oh no, definitely it has. There's, like I mentioned earlier on, there is actually a block of office just here, just next to me. What I found out earlier on is that some of those employees have actually made their way right here to try and listen to the CIC speak. What I can also confirm to you is that some of the roads right here in Newcastle have been more or less shut as the EFF leaders expected to address some of his supporters. Right now, numbers are quite coming in, trickling slowly. We can also see some small business owners selling ANC regalia, also saying EFF merchandise, trying to get some of the people to also try and buy some of these regalia. Yes, I can confirm to you again that some of the shops as well have been closed in Newcastle as the EFF has actually made this particular small town to come to a particular standstill. And of course, inside court, Julius Malema was accompanied by EFF Deputy President Floyd Shivambu, as well as the chairperson of the party, Godrich Gadi, as well as the spokesperson of the party, Mbuyiseni Dlozi. We also saw Umam Kaula as well giving their support to their leader.
Thank you so much, Mtungwa there, Mlungisi, bringing us the latest in terms of the EFF leader Julius Malema's court case. It's been postponed to July the 8th in the Newcastle Magistrates Court in northern KwaZulu-Natal. He's facing a charge under the Riotous Assemblies Act in relation to speeches he made in June in 2016.